Hey guys, NewBlader7 here. Today we'll be doing a VOD review of Useless playing Moira. It looks like your other hero wants to play Ana. In this situation it'd probably be better to be an off heal because it's control and the enemy team can switch to Genji or Pharah and have an ult that you can't really counter without a defensive ult. So in this early phase of the battle, you want to be using your damage orb to get some ult charge. So when you got here, you should have used damage orb as soon as you got there. And now that your orb is coming off cooldown, you should use it right as it comes off cooldown. You want to maximize the amount of damage or healing that you get done. And using your orb whenever you get it allows you to do that.
Nice. Voy contigo, Seth.
Now you should be pushed up with your tanks and using your damage orb to get some more ult charge. Using your healing orb there wasn't the right idea because your team already had enough healing. They weren't about to die or anything. And right now your team is taking damage, so you should be with them, healing them up. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's nothing you can do with that Genji. He was pushed up and that's his fault. But right now your team is pretty healthy, so look for some damage. Okay, in this situation you don't want to ult. Your team has probably already lost the fight. Your Genji got picked, and you didn't have LOS with, I think that's the McCree over there, or your Ana over there. You didn't have LOS with her, and your orb was almost off cooldown. Whenever you ult as Moira, you want to use both the orb and the ult at the same time to get the maximum effectiveness out of the ult. Because alone, the ult is okay, it's pretty good at healing, but if you combine it with the orb, it does a lot.
No. I must reflect upon this. Get into position.
Your Ryan's already coming back. Using healing over there is just wasting an orb. It's not like he was going in or anything. Yeah, using a damage orb there is good. You kind of tunnel visioned right there. Your Ana was taking damage, and then because you weren't looking at her, she died because she didn't get any healing. Using the healing over here is really good. Your team definitely needs the healing. Okay, in this situation, when your Zarya is purple and your Genji already dead, you can't heal your Zarya. So what you want to do is get out. Like, remove LOS from the enemy and just try to regroup. You kind of hesitate here, and that leads to you taking a lot of damage. Although they do use grab on you, which they shouldn't have done. But still, it would have been better if you tried to get out.
Perhaps a new methodology is required.
Que McCree vaya aparte para que en caso ultee la mate.
Yeah, using damage orb there is good, although you probably want to do it a little bit earlier. Just as soon as you see an enemy, throw it out. Or even if you don't, if you have an opportunity, then use it. Right there was not a good idea to use your ult, because you had your orb. And your tanks needed healing. You can't heal through shield with Moira. So you should have faded, and then started healing. But if you really wanted to use your ult here, what you could have done was fade behind your team, like over here, use your healing orb to help your team, and then coalescence. Then you would heal your team, damage the grab, and you just win the fight. You get so much use out of both your orb and your ult. Right now you're doing absolutely nothing with this healing. And then using your ult here without using your orb gets you barely an effectiveness.
Man.
If you were to fade back here and kill people in the grab, their Reaper wouldn't have been able to ult. Your tank should be full health, and you probably would have won this fight.
Man.
I don't know why your McCree ulted, that's a waste of an ult. There's no way you guys win this. Throwing a damage orb out there is good. You need to get your ult back.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
Reaper en la... Hacha, cuidado, Reaper en la...
Yeah, just keep throwing out that damage orb as soon as you get it. As soon as you get purple as a Moira, you want to fade. I mean, you did it pretty quick, so that's fine, but basically immediately. You don't want to die. And a lot of Moira's self-sustain comes from the damage she does that heals herself. And if you get purple, you don't get any of it.
Securing the objective.
Okay, this healing you're doing right now isn't healing anything. That's healing, and healing the Reinhardt here is good. Although I don't know how that Reaper was still alive. Throwing a damage orb there is fine, but you guys already lost too many numbers.
La Fara está matando a todos. No.
The only thing you really did wrong was at the start of the fight, or actually even before it even started, when your Ryan was taking his damage, you should have kept LOS with him instead of healing the walls. That might have kept him up and you guys might have been able to kill that Reaper, allowing you guys to have an actual 6v5 instead of a 5v6. Again, in the early stage of the battle, you have to look for some poke damage with your damage orb. Don't wait for your team, just throw it where they are. And now you know where they are, you have to throw that as soon as you see them. Or even proactively throw it out down main. Throwing out a healing orb wasn't good there because your team did not need that much healing. You could have easily healed that up, you should have thrown a damage orb right where the Orisa is. Yeah, like that. There was a Genji that was over here. He was low health. He dashed through, but you're tunnel visioning so hard on the Orisa, which is already getting pressured by two of your tanks, that you ignore him. That Genji has barely any health left too, so you can easily get him down.
I will draw the strength from your body.
You shouldn't have thrown a damage orb right there. The Ana was basically dead.
Your strength ebbs. Touch from afar.
Fallando. Nada.
You're not doing anything wrong right now, except for you need to use your orb as soon as you get it. You shouldn't have used your ult here, because you were walled off. Right here, where the Mei walled you off, using your ult is basically asking the Mei to freeze you. Oh, you shouldn't have survived that, but I guess you did. It would have been better for you to wait. Although you did combo your orb and your ult there, which is good. The combination of those two can be very powerful.
Get into position.
Casi muere, man.
Ahorita.
Your team doesn't need healing, just try to get some more damage on that Zarya. You have orb, you have to use that.
I will draw the strength from
Every single time it gets on cooldown, you gotta use it. Your Lucio just beat drop. You can stop healing. Your tanks and your Lucio aren't on low health. He just beat drop for the grab. You don't need to heal that. It's not like they're taking any damage because all the damage they're taking is damaging their beat drop shields.
Restoring you.
You don't need a heal here. Your team is full health. You should be attacking. You should be using your damage orb.
Allow me to repair the damage.
Using your heal orb there was good.
Pero salah.
And just your mate took too much damage.
Cast this force. This surrender to
That was another good combo right there. Getting both damage and heal orb. Although it's not a good idea to peek Baptiste out. That thing can be very dangerous. You should have used your heal orb here. You have it. You just came out of ult, so you're gonna have your orb. And you should use your heal orb to keep your Orisa alive. You should stop trying to heal this guy. He is too far away. You're not gonna get anything out of it. You're just wasting your time. He's running away. So it's not like he knows you're there. Your team didn't need a heal orb. Nobody needs healing. You should have thrown a damage orb. Pressured that Baptiste and that Orisa.
your power is mine. Touch from afar.
Se muere esa área, Samu.
Allow me. Oh, turn it on. I will unmake you.
Nice.
Something that's a little bit more advanced that you could have done there is
Your power.
when you're going in and 1v1ing like this, although it's more like you're just flanking, which is fine because they weren't looking at you. What you should do is melee when they're low health. Like, he's very low right here, you should have meleeed and it would kill him quicker. It just gets kills
Se muere
quicker.
esa área, Samu.
Allow me.
It's a little bit more advanced, but it's not hard to accomplish.
I will unmake you.
You have gold damage, which you shouldn't have. Your DPS are doing absolutely nothing. In terms of damage, at least.
1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Yeah, throwing a damage roll right there, that was good. You're getting some free ult charge.
Preparing the damage.
As soon as you can get to main, just throw it. You guys are up one because your Doomfist just suicided. Well, I mean, you're not playing main tank. What your Orisa should be doing is going on point.
Allow me to repair the damage.
And even though your Orisa is not going on point, that doesn't mean you should go outside a shield. You're pushing, but you guys are taking lots of damage for it, and your Orisa is barely having any effectiveness really. The enemy team is still getting ult charge. You guys are probably gonna lose this because your Orisa is not doing anything. But even so, you should be playing shield in this situation. I mean, it's not just your fault. Your entire team pushed up. But don't use your ult here. You guys lost the fight. You're trying to 1v6 using Coalescence. You didn't even combo your orb here. It's not gonna work. You're wasting your ultimate.
Retroceda nomás.
Se tiraron a mí, man.
Dead eyes ready.
Le drop ese.
Throwing out damage orb there is good. Your team doesn't need healing. Although you might want to try looking back every now and then to make sure.
Let's get you healed up.
Allow me. Allow me to repair.
Your team doesn't need healing. You shouldn't throw a healing orb right there. As soon as you get grabbed, you should fade out of it. You can provide some shielding from out here. I mean, you did it pretty quick, so it's okay.
I require assistance.
I think you could have killed that Junkrat. I think you just missed, which is not good. And your Lucio threw by beat dropping. There's no way you guys win this fight.
There was a flaw in my.
And you guys are using 4 ults, 4 ults. 4 ults you guys used, and on a fight that was completely unwinnable. That's not your fault, but it was just a horrible play by your team.
tenemos mucha movilidad.
What was with this hesitation with the damage or heal orb? Just throw it out there as soon as you press E and right click as fast as you can. They're down 2, which is actually pretty big.
Enter.
Okay, that was a good combo, using your damage orb and using your ultimate. That combo together is good, but using your ultimate is not a good idea right now, because you guys already got 3 kills. And they used Riptire,
Enter.
which means you can't fade.
Junkrat.
So not only did you waste your ult, you also died.
Saca.
At least you don't have gold damage anymore, which is good.
Zenyatta.
Cuidado, red.
This is my will.
Okay, pushing up here was good when you thought it was only a Moira, but it looks like there's multiple people up here. You should go back to your team right now. Your team needs healing. Your Zen died because you weren't there. You decided to go on flank.
Allow me.
If you're gonna fade, don't fade in the same position.
Necesito que me cure.
And you had an orb right there. You should have threw a healing orb. You guys lost that fight because you decided to go on a flank, and then 2 of your teammates died. I think the biggest problem is not using orbs all the time. And then the second biggest problem is you use too much. You do too much of healing. You should be focusing on damage more, especially on that first round. In the beginning, you were just this entire fight. You had the advantage, but you're deciding to heal your team instead of try to do some damage. Like, they don't need healing. Look, they are basically max health. Your Ryan is max health right there. Stop trying to heal him. You should be doing damage. Yeah. If you use even more orbs, I think you can win a lot more games just using more orbs.